Before reaching Machu Picchu, the Incas didn't choose the easiest path. They chose the one that transformed. A path where the jungle covers everything, where the rivers not only flow but purify, and where the mountains aren't climbed, they are respected.
Today, I'm going to take you on the road where the jungle, the Incas, and adventure meet.
This route isn't the classic Inca jungle. It's exclusive for tour lovers and is one of the most intense. Here, extreme ecosystems, ancient history, and the human experience of the modern traveler intersect. I've walked these trails with people from different countries, languages, and cultures, and there's something that always happens. When someone finishes the Inca jungle, they don't just remember the landscape, they remember how they felt. Day 1. The beginning of the ritual. The journey begins in Chinchero, a place where time stands still. It is woven. Here, Andean women don't just work with wool, they transmit knowledge. Each color represents a mountain, a river, a season, a stage of life. Nothing is decorative, everything has meaning. When you understand Andean weaving, you understand something essential. This journey doesn't begin with walking, it begins with understanding. The salt mines appear as an impossible landscape, hundreds of white pools carved into the mountain. Oral tradition tells that these waters were born from ancestral tears, tears of origin and sacrifice. Here, even the landscape remembers. At over 4,300 meters, the air changes. You breathe more slowly. The body becomes aware. The Abra Málaga Pass doesn't impress you with words, it confronts you with silence. And the mountain seems to ask you a single question: do you really want to continue? The day ends at the river. The water is cold, intense, alive. For Andean cultures, crossing a river wasn't a game. It was an act of renewal. Here you don't just move forward, here you let go. Day 2. The unforgettable road. This road wasn't built for tourists. It was designed for messengers, priests, and important decisions. Every stone has a purpose. Nothing is placed randomly. After guiding thousands of travelers along routes like this, there's something I always hear. Here the body walks, but the mind awakens. As you move forward, the landscape silently changes. The mountain begins to bear fruit. Here, in the cloud forest, the Incas and the cultures that preceded them learned to read the land with patience. Coffee, cacao, and coca don't grow together by chance. They grow where humidity, altitude, and volcanic soil create the perfect balance. The coca leaf wasn't a commercial crop, it was a sacred plant. It served for rituals, for the traveler's energy, and for communicating with the mountain. Cacao was a prestigious food, reserved for important moments, and coffee, which today defines this region, found one of the best microclimates in the world here. At the end of the day, when the body is tired and the mind still full of images, the water reappears. But this time it doesn't flow, it waits. The Cocalmayo hot springs are born from the depths of the mountain, hot waters that emerge after traveling through layers of rock for years, even centuries, laden with minerals that relax the body and calm the breath. For Andean cultures, these waters weren't a luxury, they were medicine. They were a point of equilibrium between the day's exertion and the continuation of the journey. You don't come here just to rest. You come to restore calm to your body and silence to your mind. The Cocalmayo hot springs aren't rest, they are harmony. Day 3, the final threshold. Flying over the jungle reminds you of something simple. Not everything is under control. Sometimes trusting is moving forward. This trek isn't fast, it's reflective. You walk among train tracks, jungle, and your own thoughts. It's a modern pilgrimage. Everyone goes to the same place, but no one arrives the same. Day 4, Machu Picchu and Huayna Picchu. Machu Picchu doesn't appear, it reveals itself. It wasn't a lost city, it was a ceremonial center connected to rivers, mountains, and stars. Huayna Picchu, the young mountain, symbolizes renewal. It's not included in traditional tours. With us, you can climb to the top and enjoy its magnificent view. Climbing it isn't mandatory. Understanding it is. Arriving here isn't the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a new way of seeing the world. The Inca Jungle Trek isn't for everyone. This is for those who feel that traveling isn't about accumulating photos, but about moments that transform you from within. If this path resonated with you, perhaps it's not by chance.
If you feel that this path also resonates with you, subscribe.
Here I share routes that aren't just traveled, they're lived.